If you want to know the secret behind Comet Oriana and how Faker stomped Scout, keep watching. In this video, we're going to analyze Faker's rune choices and the techniques he did to generate a 20 CS lead. But before we begin, here's a fun fact. In the tournament, Faker is one of 2 players to go Arcane Comet on Oriana. His first time being versus Yaga's Syndra and a second versus Scout's Azir. Funnily enough, Scout, the second player to go Arcane Comet, did it after facing Faker. But why? Well, before I answer that, let's first look at Oriana's most popular rune choices, Phase Rush for the mobility and Airy for the harass. Historically, Airy has been the better harassing rune in lane because of its shorter CD and consistent DPS. Arcane Comet can miss. So why did Faker go Comet? Well, the secret is the skill order. In this game, Faker actually maxed Oriana's W first. This changes the dynamic of Oriana's play pattern. Now, she's more focused on the burst of the QW, and the Comet supplements this. It does more damage in the area, and you don't have to be worried about missing because of the W slow. For the second half of the video, we'll be analyzing what Faker did to generate his CS lead. We will be specifically talking about minion wave manipulation and trading. Notice how Faker has control of this part of mid lane, and as a result, he can touch the minions first. Now, let's see what he does with it. He autos the creep, and he does something interesting here. He decides to pull it, and we know that this is deliberate because look at his movement and the stutter stepping. But what does this accomplish? Well, as you can see, his 1 melee and his 2 range creeps are focus firing the creep down to cement his push. This is an example of how Faker uses his minion wave manipulation to generate an advantage. This next example showcases his knowledge of cooldowns and trading. Notice what Faker does here. Faker knows that Scout wants to punish him because he just used his Q and it's on a 5-second cooldown. He deliberately walks back and forth to bait Azir in, and then commits to the auto when Azir's soldier placement would be suboptimal. This may not seem big, but look at what happens right afterwards. Azir's soldier is completely useless, and Faker is able to once again look to poke and pressure Azir. This dance happens the entirety of the lane. He does the same concept again right afterwards. After Faker misses his Q, he pulls Scout in, and the moment Faker's Q is on a 2-second cooldown, he commits to the trade. Notice by Scout responding to Faker's movement and autoing him first, he also pulls Faker's minions, denying himself a melee creep. In this next example, Scout is about to have level 2 advantage. Let's watch how Faker responds. Scout misses his Q. What Faker does afterwards is the beginning of the end for Scout. He once again walks up to pressure and gets Scout's soldier. Now, at first glance, this Q by Faker seems bad, but imagine it from Scout's perspective. This ball creates a zone of control that he does not want to enter, and the next creep he has to CS is up towards the river. The ball constricts his space and forces him to make a decision, and he chooses wrong. He decides to move up to try to gain space with the lane, and Faker responds by all-inning him. Small mechanic here, with Faker breaking the tether to get the ball on top of him, and as a result, he blows Scout's flash and effectively wins the lane. To summarize, through creative rune choices and strong fundamentals of laning, Faker destroyed Scout.